Okay, take number 582. Hey YouTube, I am working on the sawmill today, and what I'm doing is taking off the motors. This whole head right here is coming off, getting redone. Probably only get as far as messing with the motor today. And really what I want to do is I'm making the commitment that I'm not going to saw anymore until I get the new head on. This is my Honda GX340 motor. I love this thing to death. It is, you know, it's underpowered. It's only 11 horse, but I have really worked this thing hard, sawing through lumber. Actually had it where the oil is almost boiling in the motor. I mean, really worked it hard, and it's just fantastic. But, you know, it's underpowered, and I have a Kohler engine sitting there ready to go, I think, as soon as I do a little bit more work on the carburetor to it. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm taking this motor off over here, the Honda, and I'm gonna put that Honda on my hydraulic unit over here. So I want to take this electric off and be able to drag this thing outside, use it as a wood splitter power unit, which I have my wood splitter, and I've always had to power it with the tractor hydraulics. Didn't have its own hydraulics. So that Honda going on here is going to help me out, because when I see wood, there's one of probably three things that need to be done with it. You know, either it's got four things, whatever. Either it's going to be brushed and be burnt up, or it's going to be cut up on the mill, or it's going to be split up and burned in the house, or it's a beautiful tree and we just like to look at it. So that's what we're doing. We have a little conundrum here because the hydraulic pump wants to go this direction. Mr. Honda motor wants to go this direction right here, like so. I'd like to have the motor sitting in here, use a belt to go to there, and be able to loosen the belt, start the motor, and then start everything up, especially in the dead of winter when it's kind of cold out here and hydraulic pump doesn't really like to go round and round very nice. But obviously my conundrum here is that when I put the motor on here with a pulley, these two things are going to be going the wrong direction. This is going to be going the wrong direction, or one of them is. So I could mount the motor, say, out here, have the shaft come here, connect to the pulley. That's kind of out in space, weird. Or I could change this up here so that I have the hydraulic pump directly coupled to the motor with a Lovejoy on there. I guess that's a possibility. All these things aren't exactly what I'm excited about, really. Boy, I'm not sure. This is how I controlled the speed of the motor. Basically just either full speed or idle. I hooked up an air cylinder here, and there's a solenoid valve up yonder, right up there. So I just got to flip a switch, and that'll push this thing out and make it go to full speed, or flip the switch the other way and it'll suck it back in and cut it down to idle. This worked in conjunction with my belt tensioner. This cylinder right here tensioned the belt. This one would start to kick in just a moment before that one was, so the engine would have power to get going and drive the band. Since the motor was on here kind of backwards, I had to put this little pulley gizmo and start it from underneath all the time, because I kept shredding belts on here, or not belts, but ropes. This handy dandy thing right here will be my hole pattern for remounting the motor.
is a 20 GPM pump. If it's running at about the 3600 RPMs of the motor, that's really too much for the valve that I have. The valve that I have is a 14 GPM valve, so I think I want to back that off a little bit and just run a pulley. This right here is why I'm going to retain the very ordinary man status today. Because when I milled all these three pieces, there's going to be bearings mounted on this one. My pump gets mounted on the back side of this piece. But in doing all this, I forgot to provide a mark at the bottom of these pieces somewhere to line them up so they would be lined up in this fashion, okay? So now I'm going to have to go back and do a little measuring and just make a mark at the bottom of each one of these so that this can be lined up. Could have been done a lot better, but after the fact, didn't think of it. So here we are.
Can't have that. Different pulley on here to gear it down a little bit more and try to get a little bit more horsepower. Probably don't need to go up and down quite that fast. Back and forth, man, I'd like to be able to go backwards that fast, but going forward I don't need to go that fast usually. So let's try a different pulley. If calculations are right, this should be about 11 p.m. on. That about does her for this time. So at least we got a chance to put the motor on there and run the hydraulics and watch the sawmill go back and forth, but we did not have a chance to actually bring a log in and try splitting it. I have to readjust the pressure relief valve on that hydraulic control, because I think I kind of toned it down a little bit for the sawmill and for that electric motor. So we'll put some pressure back into it and see what happens. Got a few more things to do. One of the things that I need to do also is figure out a way to put chains to that crazy unit so I can lift it with the tractor and pull it around, unless somebody gives me permission to buy a Bobcat. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, yeah, Bobcat with forks would make it really easy. Anywho, I am going to sign off for now, so we will see you later. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and adios. Goodbye.
I'm an old granny, but just call me Marge or Olga or whatever. one of those old names. I'll put this back. Oh, so what's your name? Oh, a very lovely name, Dean. Let me tell you a little story today. My time's running out. I better not tell you now. I gotta go make dinner.